Lesson number 108 is about fractional percents, and we have to write each percent as a decimal number to begin. If we have 4.2%, well, we know percents are always out of 100, so if we wanted to make this into a fraction, we just say 4.2 out of 100, or 4.2 hundredths. Now, if we wanted to write the number, let's say for example we wanted to write the number 4 hundredths as a decimal, that would be 0.044 hundredths. So if we take that information and we want to write 4.2 hundredths, that would have to be equal to 0.04, and it's 4.2, so 0.042. And we'd have our final answer. Now we can always convert our percents to fractions and then go to decimals, but there's an easier way. All we have to do to go from a percent to a decimal is move the decimal 2 spots to the left. And that will work whenever we turn any decimal number or any percent into a decimal number. So there's our key. Move the decimal 2 spots left to go from percents to decimals. Pause the video now if you need more time to get that written down. But if you can remember that, it's going to make these problems much quicker. So our next one is 4.5%. We're going to take that decimal and we're going to move it 2 left. So originally we have 4.5%. We're going to move it 2 left, 1, 2. Got to add a 0, and we've got our answer. It's no longer a percent now, it's a decimal, and we get 0.045. Next one, 0.05%. Move the decimal 2 left, so 1, 2. We're going to have to add another 0. So as a decimal, this would be 0.0005. We've got our answer again. They come very quickly when we use this method. 3/20ths%. Well, 3/20ths, let's go ahead and expand that out. 3/20ths, that's going to be, if we multiply both numbers by 5 over 5, so we get out of 100, is going to be 15 hundredths percent. And 15 hundredths percent must be 0.15%. 15 hundredths percent. 15 hundredths percent. Move the decimal 2 to the left, 1, 2, to turn our percent to a decimal. We've got our answer, 0.0015. The key here is whenever we want to go from percents to decimals, we move the decimal 2 spots to the left. Let's look at our next examples. 4.5% of the students did not brush their hair every day. If there were 1,200 students in all, how many did not brush their hair every day? So 4.5% of the students did not brush their hair every day. If there were 1,200 students in all, how many did not brush their hair? So we want to know 4.5% of 1,200 is what number? Because this is our total, and we need to find what 4.5% of that would be. So we're going to multiply 4.5% times 1,200. And that's going to tell us our answer. How many did not brush their hair every day? We'll call that X. So 4.5%. Let's change that to a decimal. We move the decimal spot 2 to the left, 1, 2. So we get 0.045. 0.045 times 1,200 is equal to X. And now we can solve. Let's do the multiplication. We've got 1,200 times 0.045. 5 goes into 2 zeros, or 5 times 0 twice is 0 twice. 5 times 2 is 10, we'll carry our 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 more gives us 6. We've got 0 as a placeholder. 4 times 0 twice is 0 twice. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 1 is 4. So we've got 3 zeros after we add. And 6 plus 8 is 14. We'll carry our 1, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Our decimal needs to come out 3. So it needs to come back in 3, and we've got our answer, 54. So if 4.5% of the students did not brush their hair every day, and there are 1,200 students in all, it must mean 54 students did not brush their hair every day. A type of problem like this, the multiplication isn't the hardest part, and neither is converting from a percent to a decimal. The hardest part is actually writing out our problem as an algebraic equation. And in order to do that, we need to think 4.5% of the total is how many did not brush their hair every day. And those keywords of for multiply and is for equal to will help us as we go through this. Our lesson practice will be on page 337. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you in our next class.